Excuse me, YouTube. And good day, and welcome to another episode of the Albino Rhino Beer Review. Today you have the Rhino, and we're looking at this beer right here. This beer is from Farnham Ale and Lagers. This beer was $2.99, and it was picked up for me by Randwolf, so thank you very much, Randwolf. Yeah, this is Farnham Ale and Lagers number 27 Pilsner, which is 4.8% alcohol by volume. Now, I wanted to try the Farnham beers because they've won a lot of awards over the last little bit in the Canadian Brewing Awards and stuff. I've seen their name several times, so I was really excited when I saw these available in, well, where he was, in Montebello. He's like, is there any beer you want me to pick up? I'm like, oh yeah, get me the whole Farnham lineup they have there. I want to try those. And at $3 a can, it was $18 for the 6 beers they had. So there's nothing wrong with that. We're going to pour it into the left field glass. So they had 2 IPAs, a Scotch Ale, this Pilsner, a wheat, and a brown ale. So, I mean, it's a good mixture, too. And I know everybody, all the breweries that I talk to are always like, I try the pale ale first, and that lets me know what I think of the brewery. And I get that, sure, if that's what you want to drink first, because a pale ale is hard to hide faults in and stuff. I understand that. I don't really care about pale ales, to be honest with you. I want to try like an English mild from a brewery, or a stout, or a porter, or you know what, a nice wheat could do it too, a nice brown ale. Other styles that are just as hard to hide imperfections in. I know a stout and a porter isn't all that hard, but other styles that are just as hard to hide imperfections in. I mean, I don't care for Pilsners, but they work too to just test out what your very first thought of a brewery is. Nice bit of carbonation moving in there. Nice golden color, bright white head. Little bit of a snap, crackle, pop of that head. Will not stick around all that long, but it is still fluffy and nice right now. Smell. You know what? This actually smells just like, and at $3 a can, it is a little more expensive than any other ones. But this basically smells like an export Pilsner. Most of you that watch me know that my only real beef with a lot of craft Pilsners and lagers is they try to be craft while trying to be macro at the same time, and charging more money than it's really worth. Things like, say, sorry, I'm itching, not my sack or anything, in between my thigh and my, yeah, okay, I was basically itching my gooch, basically. So what it comes down to is I get frustrated with some breweries that are making lagers and stuff because they will hop the fuck out of it until it's so hoppy that it shouldn't really be considered an adjunct lager or a blonde lager or an American lager or anything like that, or a Pilsner, and they charge more money than the low-end guys. However, there are times also where they just try to be the low-end guys and they make almost like an ice beer or a ice beer like tasting thing on high gravity watered down beer taste that is then charged craft beer prices. Now this smells authentic. This almost smells like Pilsner or Kel to me. And I mean, I don't love Pilsner or Kel by any means, but because I don't love Pilsners. But this has that smell to me. Just kind of straw and neutral graininess with a little bit of earthiness and a little bit of cut grass. This smells like an export Pilsner. It smells the part, and at $3 a can, at 500 milliliters instead of what, $2.50 a can, you're paying about 50 cents more, which is a lot more when you think that it's not shipped across the ocean. But if this stands up, not a bad choice. Cheers. My favorite Pilsner as of right now, probably Super Fresh Steam Whistle. I love Super Fresh Steam Whistle. But it has to be within a few days, or it's down the drain. And other than that, I don't really think there is anything. More Kolsch's for me than Pilsners. They just have more of a mouthfeel and a little more flavor to me. Let's try it. Cheers. Okay, so light mouthfeel, light body, easy drinking, goes down super smooth. Not cold, so there's no way of hiding imperfections right now. I picked this up, it was sitting outside for probably about 5 hours. He dropped it off on my back porch. I wasn't home yet, and he's like, "Hey, I dropped beer off on your back porch. It's under your barbecue." And I'm like, "Oh, alrighty, sir." Got home, picked it up, brought it in, put it down on the floor down here, went to work. I just got home from work, so it's not even fully basement temperature yet. But no imperfections at all. If this was cold, it would just roll right down my throat. Again, light bodied, light mouthfeel, easy drinking, little bit of grainy sweetness up at the forefront. A little bit of grainy sweetness and a little floral / grassy bitterness on the back end. This is basically a perfect Pilsner. That being said, do I like it? Don't really care for it, but it's a perfect Pilsner. If you want a Pilsner, this is a great Pilsner. I could see it winning awards in the Pilsner category. Hell, I could see it doing well in the World Beer Cup for Pilsners. Maybe not first, second, or third, but it could do... some years it could come in first, second, or third, mattering who the judges are and all that. But it hits all the style points. It's a good beer. It's not overly hopped or under-hopped. It's not overly flavorful or under-flavored. It is just there, and it's good, and it's easy to drink. Overall, if I wanted a Pilsner, I could buy it. So I'll give it a straight 7. I'll give it an asterisk, because stylistically, it's probably worth an 8.75 or a 9. It's basically a perfect Pilsner. Maybe even a 9.25. Stylistically, if you're doing this side by side with a bunch of other Pilsners, this has all the aspects. It's just blind. Which one are you going to pick? Are you going to pick the one that's more grassy, or are you going to pick the one that's more floral? Are you going to pick the one that's more earthy? You're going to pick the one that's more rounded of those 3 hop variants? You're going to pick the one that's more neutral graininess, or the one that's more bready? You know, like there's just so many just little variables in the flavors that each different judge will like more, and they all work for the flavor profile of the beer. It's just which one would you like more. So yeah, stylistically, this is anywhere from 8.75 to 9.5. But for me personally, it's a 7. It's a good beer. I'm actually really glad I got to try it. It is a very nice Pilsner. So Farnham Ales and Lagers, number 27 Pilsner. Great fucking Pilsner. If you want a Pilsner, go ahead and try one of these. If you don't want a Pilsner, don't try it then. Whatever. I'll drink that while I watch some Star Trek The Next Generation Season 3 in a bit. Bye, guys.